Hello, welcome to another video. Hello and welcome to another video. It's been a super long day today and it's like 5 o'clock, 20 past 5, and I've only just sat down at my desk. I'm holding it lightly, I'm not going to stress, but I do have some work to do today. Let me just have a quick look on my calendar. Pages 30 and 31. I've got today and tomorrow to work out pages 30 and 31 of my upcoming self-published children's book that I'm working on at the moment. That's the one that has been going on in my brain for ages and I've been on again, off again with it. And I just now have decided I need to get it done and out of the way. I've decided now it's on again. I just need to get it out of the way. Then I can move on from it. But today we've been doing just random house list things, ticking things off, like just general lists, shopping and some home decoratory things that we needed to buy from like home furnishing shops and stuff. Things that have been on our list for a little while. Taking like a bazillion boxes to the charity shop. I don't know if anyone else is like this, but do your possessions seem to just multiply and breed when you're not looking at them? Because I have regular clear outs to the charity shop. I don't really buy that much. I buy kids' books in charity shops, but clothes and things, I don't really buy a lot of clothes frequently. I mean, this is from the charity shop, this is from the charity shop, but I wear them all the time. So I'm trying to because I live in a small house, I'm trying to filter out things that I don't use a lot so that other people can get a chance to use them. But my goodness, if I don't clear about 5 or 6 boxes every couple of months, and I don't know how I've been able to fit it in my house. But anyway, those boxes have gone. About 5 boxes went, which were just stacked up by the end of the desk. To be honest, I'd forgotten about them until Deborah came to visit the other day and I had to move everything round, and I became blind to them. They've just been there for such a long time that I'd become blind. Maybe that's probably why things feel like they're breeding in the cupboards, because you put them in a cupboard or you see them all the time and you forget about them, don't you? Anyway, we've been doing all that today. So it's nearly 25 past 5 now, and I've got my planner to help me work through what I'm going to be doing. Pages 30 and 31. I've got my little dummy book here, my maquette, and I'm going to be working on that. Put that there. I'm really glad that I got this planner, because now I've got a couple of projects on the go, and I'm sure there'll be more. I think if I was just leaving all of the planning and organisation of this to just being in my head, I would definitely lose track. There's other things that I need to do this month as well. So the other day I scheduled a live drawing session over on Patreon. If you're a patron and you haven't yet voted in my poll, polling closes on midnight UK time on Tuesday, today, the 14th. So if you're a patron, go and vote for your favourite day. But I've got a live drawing session coming up. If you want to get involved in that and you are a patron, then all the links are on Patreon. If you are not yet a patron and you would like to, if you'd like to get involved in our drawing sessions, you're very welcome. So I've made my live drawing sessions, which we meet on Zoom. I've made my live drawing sessions available to all £1 tiers and above, and membership on the tiers is really flexible. You can either join for 1 month and then cancel, or you can keep your membership rolling over, and get your rewards month after month. So on the £1 tier, you get the invite to the live drawing session. This month it's a bit different to the majority of them that I've done. So we're going to be meeting live on Zoom, and I'm asking you guys to bring your own objects to draw. We're going to be practicing drawing 3D objects from life. It's a really important skill, and I found it quite fun. Over Christmas, we did a Christmas drawing party and we did that topic. So we had people were bringing their own things to draw. It can be anything. It can be a glass, a pencil, a paintbrush, a toy, a lamp, teapot, whatever you've got. Doesn't matter what it is. It matters that you've got something in front of you that you can practice drawing. We're still drawing against the clock, but at Christmas we were choosing drawing prompts out of a hat. So things like draw with your hands covered up, draw with your left hand or draw with your right hand, draw with a big fat brush, draw with something really tiny, hold the end of your pencil, like drawing challenges. This month it's a bit different from that because I've chosen non-dominant hand drawing. So if you're left-handed, you'll draw with your right hand. If you're right-handed, draw with your left hand. It just adds a bit of chaos into the mix, and it makes it a bit fun, and it takes your eye off the end result having to look like something. What we're getting in these sessions is practice. You're giving your brain the forum to practice drawing. And in this one, specifically practicing turning 3D objects, or something that's got body, life and form, into a 2D flat object on the page. And it's quite a skill. And if you're spending all of your time being concerned about, oh, this end result doesn't look like the thing I'm drawing, you're going to feel uptight, you're going to feel nervous, and you're not going to give it your best shot. You're probably going to quit early, and your brain's not going to get that opportunity to practice. Your hand-eye coordination isn't going to get an opportunity to practice. So these sessions are quite good for that. If you want to get involved, you are very welcome. Just head along to patreon.com/Emma Woodthorpe, that's me, and join up on any tier. Like I say, they're all flexible. You can stay for as long as you want. And the good thing about the rewards is, if you hear drilling, it's my next door neighbour. All of the rewards are recorded and available to you for as long as you're a member. So if you wanted to join up for the live drawing sessions, you get access to the recording of the live drawing sessions. On the £1 tier, you also get access to a sketchbook tutor and monthly downloads, as well as a couple of other things. But if you decided that you couldn't afford it next month to be on the tier, you could cancel your payment. But then if you wanted to join in again in a couple of months, you could hop back in. And when you hop back in, you have access to all of the things that have happened in your absence. So you don't ever really miss out. And I kept the price low on purpose. I've said this all the time, but it's worth mentioning for anyone new. I've kept the price low on my Patreon on purpose because everyone's struggling at the moment, apart from like 3 people in the world. So I wanted to make it as accessible as possible, but I do understand that £1 a month is still not in everyone's budget. Even if you can afford it, it might not be your priority. You might not have that slack in your system, and I completely understand. I don't mind if you dip in and out of your membership. That's completely up to you. You manage your own budgets yourself. One thing I should mention is if you were thinking about joining in, I would probably look at the platforms that offer the memberships, because some are more expensive than others. So for example, Apple iOS charges a bit more admin fee, and that goes directly to Apple, it doesn't go to me, month after month for your transaction. It's a bit cheaper if you go through the Patreon desktop site. So if you go on your normal web browser and you go to patreon.com/Emma Woodthorpe, it's a bit cheaper that way than if you go through something, for example, like Apple iOS in the App Store, because they do charge an admin fee, and it is quite a lot. I can't remember what it is now. It's a lot more than the processing fee for the desktop site, and it could make a difference to you. So I'm not telling you what to do. Go through Apple if it's quicker and easier and that suits your situation, you go for it. But it's worth mentioning that different platforms do take different admin fees for processing that payment, and that payment goes to them. The extra admin fee goes to them, it doesn't go to me. So that's worth bearing in mind. But now next door are probably getting the drill out, so I am going to get on and do 40 minutes on my timer of this book idea that I've got. So that's it. My timer is up, and I am going to be strict with that timer. I'm not going to try and work past that 40 minutes that I put on there. I really do find that separating out my tasks into 40-minute tasks with a 20-minute break really does my brain really well. It's also helpful because it means I get to go down and have dinner at an appropriate time. So it's 6:10 now. I am going to turn my iPad off to save the battery and go on down and have a risotto. But I'm really enjoying working through these tasks in a more bite-sized way. It's taken so much pressure out of my brain, and already in the time that I've spent doing this in January, I've got so much more work done. Maybe not so much more work, but I've got so much more productive work done. So sometimes before I used to plan, I'd be maybe doing a lot of work. I was always busy, but it didn't seem to get me anywhere fast. And I think I missed the point. I think a lot of the time I missed the point between being busy and being productive. So I've always been busy when I've come to do work. There's always stuff I can do, but because the plan's always been in my head, it's not always been. I've not always been doing the things that will get me further down the line, if that makes sense. It's a revelation to me. It's probably not a revelation to you, but it's still blowing my mind how much more actually further down the road I am just by taking a few deep breaths, planning out some days to do certain things, rather than just being busy and getting nowhere, like a swan, like a little swan's legs under the surface, who are very, very, very busy and then you're gliding along on the surface. Does that make sense? Anyway, it makes sense to me. So I'm basically really chuffed that I've got a planner and that I am sticking to it. Tomorrow I've also got the same pages down to do, but I want to do some work on my World Illustration Awards entry as well. I'm dead excited about that. I like how the illustrations are turning out, because the book idea that I'm using, it's already been thumbnailed out, and I've done some kind of finished pages previously, but I think I'm so much further along on the confidence part of my style, that redoing those pages in this quick time frame has given me something a little bit more like mwah than I had before. So I'm very excited to see that. I'm excited to see that coming along. But that is a tomorrow job, and right now it is going down and having dinner. So thank you very much for joining me. I know these videos are getting a bit samey because I'm just working through a load of projects, but that's the joy of a daily vlog. You get to see the real life stuff of what's going on. I mean, just be thankful that I didn't take you to IKEA. So, I mean, I spared you some of the day. So I'm going to leave this video here, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next one. So until then, bye.